Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. I hope you all had a great 4th of July weekend with family and friends. As you probably know, the market is closed today. It is Monday. Tomorrow, the market reopens, and it is time for us to do some analysis and prepare our week. In today's video, we're going to skip the futures analysis. I'm going to save that for my live streams, which I do every single weekday starting at 8 a.m. So if you want to see me break down the futures, make sure to come to my live stream tomorrow morning. In today's video, we're going to focus on 5 stocks that I think look fantastic on some of the longer term time frames, as well as some short term time frames for some more upside. Let's go ahead and break these stocks down and prepare for our week. If you guys enjoy this video after watching it, don't forget to press that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for the growth on this channel. Recently, we've had a really big spike in subscribers, so welcome to any of the new subscribers on the channel. Thank you for all the support, and make sure to press that bell notification if you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, so that you know every single time that I post and every single time that I go live. All right, guys, so we're going to kick this video off with the stock that I think everyone is watching into this next coming week, even over the next few weeks, and that is Tesla. So switching over to the chart here, I have the weekly chart pulled up for you on Tesla. That means every single candle that you see is a week of price action. It's a very zoomed out view at Tesla and a very strong area to watch for big resistance and big support levels. So the first one that is very clear on Tesla over the last few months has been $550 a share. That has been extremely strong, and we had a nice double bottom off that level. So at the very least, if you are a bull on Tesla, 550 is a huge level. We had a nice push off of it, and there are some shorter term things that we need to look at moving forward. The first thing that I want to point out, if we go to the daily chart, I'm sure you guys are very aware of this, but we have this very strong flag pattern that is forming on Tesla. And we actually just recently broke out of it, right? So we have this big flag pattern that formed over the last few months, and we broke out of it here on the last big move on Tesla, which was in late June. So we had that big push higher, and we are now holding above that trend line. So that hold above that downtrend is very bullish in my opinion. We've had a lot of consolidation. You guys can see if I zoom in here, the last 6 days, all of last week was a big consolidation on Tesla. We tried to break that 700 psychological level, but failed really hard on Friday. So breaking this down one step further, I want us to look at what is currently happening, the consolidation that we are currently seeing. So right here, we have a ton of consolidation on the 4-hour chart. The first thing that I like is the hold above the downtrend. We've seen this many times. We've seen this on Apple. Apple held a downtrend and it ended up moving higher off of it. So I'm going to show you this example right here. Here is Apple, and here was the downtrend that it formed. And when it bounced off of it, when it was able to hold above that downtrend, we had a big move follow. So you can see push higher, pull back to the downtrend, a hold above that downtrend, and look at what happened after it. So that is Apple. Another example was Shopify. We had a very big downtrend on Shopify right here. If you zoom in into this area, I'll delete this line to make this a little bit more clear. We had a breakout of a downtrend, and we had the hold of the downtrend, and we got a big push higher. Now I'm looking for a similar technical formation here on Tesla. I'm looking for us to hold the top of this downtrend as support and get that push higher off of it. Another thing that I like, if we zoom into the 4-hour, is we have a little bit of a wedge formation that is currently forming. So we have this wedge right here that is currently forming on Tesla, and I'm looking to see, can Tesla hold this downtrend as support and break out of this wedge, break past this $700 level? So guys, into this next week, watch this downtrend that has formed in the short term, these tops right here, and of course the crucial level is going to be $700 a share. So make sure to have that 700 here on your charts, 700. Make sure to have that 700 there. You can see we pushed into it last week. So if we delete that downtrend, let's go ahead and zoom into the 5-day, 5-minute here on Tesla. Here was the last 5 days, and this was your big push into 700, but a very, very nasty rejection. So it is very clear that 700 is going to be very tough. But back to the 4-hour, here is what you want to see at the very least. You want to see Tesla hold the top of this downtrend right here, this downtrend that is formed on the daily chart. I want to see this hold. Also, if you delete that downtrend and we look a little bit more short term, you have this short term uptrend that has built here on Tesla. That's another area that I want to see it hold. The very top resistance is 700. If we get a breakout once again of this downtrend on Tesla, right where these wicks are, break out of this little wedge formation, I want to see us push out of this past 700 and push us back higher. So Tesla, a very big watch into next week. A lot of consolidation, and by no means do I think this consolidation is bullish. I think this consolidation is good. We had a big move higher. We need to consolidate for a few days, a few weeks, and then see if we can get a little bit more momentum next week or even into the next following week for a push back to that 700. That 700 break will be huge. If we get that, you know I'll be trading that. I know there will be a lot of people interested in trading that $700 break. So let's watch it. Tesla, big watch into next week. Let's go ahead and get into the next stock. So guys, it just so happens that the next stock I have for you is actually Apple. And we know Apple has been a huge outperformer last week. The NASDAQ did creep a little bit higher last week, but Apple had a monster week. Every single day, it seemed like Apple was up at least 1 or 2%. And I think this is very warranted. The NASDAQ is making new highs every single week, and Apple has been still off its all-time highs. I think, in my opinion, Apple deserves to be at these all-time highs, and it clearly looks that way by the way the stock price is moving. It is really outperforming versus other tech stocks. So a big move here, guys, on Apple. After breaking this downtrend, we got a monster move on Apple. We passed all of these resistance levels. So we had pretty heavy resistance right around 138, right? So we had resistance here, we had resistance here, we had it once again here. We tried to touch it here, didn't quite get there, but this was a huge resistance level on Apple right here at 138. And what you guys will see on Friday, if I zoom into maybe the 5-day 15-minute, you will see that we broke right over this level. We did have a little bit of trouble there. You can see we did have a little bit of trouble there on Friday, but after clearing this 138 level, this move on Apple looks very strong. So at this point, what we have to do is we zoom back out to the daily chart. We look at this daily chart and we look at what is next. In my opinion, there isn't really much resistance left until that 145 level. So 145, which is all-time highs, is probably going to be where I think Apple ends up going here. If the NASDAQ holds strong, if we continue to see this tech rotation into, money into tech stocks, Apple should be one that continues to outperform. So let's watch this into next week. Ideally, we want to hold 138. We want to hold above that 138. Even if we get a break and retest here, even if we get a retest to 138, hold it as support and then move higher, I still would be very bullish. 138 is a crucial level because if we go to the 4-hour, you guys will see the multiple touches of this level. So actually, this was another one on the 4-hour. 1, 2, 3. We broke through that 138 right here on Friday. I want to see us hold above that. If we can hold above 138 and continue to push higher, I'm thinking that Apple can definitely get close to 145, which will be all-time highs. Of course, this is dependent on how the tech sector performs next week, but if the current momentum continues like we have seen over the last 2 weeks, Apple should definitely be one that you are watching. If you want to try to get a pullback, if you think this is a little bit overextended at this point, which it may be, it possibly could be, watch this 20-day moving average on Apple. You can see every single time that we have touched it, we've gotten a nice push higher. This is the 4-hour chart. So every single time that it moved down to the 20-day on the 4-hour, we got a nice push higher. So maybe Apple is due for a little bit of a retest of 138. The 20-day will probably be close to that level at that time. Once we get that pullback to 138, see if we can get some consolidation here, and then we can continue our move up to all-time highs, which is around $145. So Apple's number 2. Apple's a big outperformer. If we continue to see this tech rotation, tech strength, Apple should definitely be one to watch as we continue to move higher here, breaking through important resistance levels on our way up to all-time highs. So number 3 is PayPal, and I absolutely love this chart on PayPal. PayPal is pretty close to all-time highs here. 309 was all-time. We're right around $290 a share. One of the important levels I was watching was this breakout right here. We got that breakout. The reason I was watching that level was because we had resistance and we had resistance, and I was looking to see if we would hold that level. What I liked when we got near that level here at 277, we had a nice little break and retest and a push higher. This looks like it is happening once again on PayPal, and I'm really, really liking it. So The level that I'm watching now is this 287 level. Why do I care about 287? That is because if you look left here, right here at 287, you can see we had some previous resistance and we had this gap that started here. So 287 is the level that I am watching on PayPal. Now what you'll notice, what just happened last week, we had a very nice break and retest of 287. This is similar to that 138 level that we just looked at on Apple. If we can get this same move on Apple, that break and retest that we are currently getting on PayPal, this is very interesting to me. You can see we pushed through to 287, and if I go down to the hourly chart, you'll notice that right here at 287, we are getting a very nice hold of this previous resistance, and look at this support hold there at 287 on PayPal. If we can hold 287 next week, I am looking for PayPal to break out of this little flag pattern that it is currently holding. So right here, you can start to see this flag pattern that is forming with a bottom here at 287. And if we can get this breakout out of this flag pattern on PayPal, I would love to try to trade this next week. So PayPal is definitely one that I'm watching, looking for this hold of 287, which would be a perfect break and retest. If we go back to the 4 hour, you'll see we had previous resistance, and I want to see us hold here for a break and retest of 287. Break, retest, and now I'm looking for that flag breakout to the upside, which I think at that point, if we were to get that breakout, we should start to see these near, at least near these all-time highs here on PayPal. Of course, like everything else that I'm talking about here, tech sector strength will be a necessity for us to continue to move higher, but I really like this formation that's forming. I love this little flag pattern that is forming on PayPal on the 4 hour, and I like the support that was proven to hold last week at 287. So watch PayPal, watch this flag breakout, and if you want to be bullish on this, you need to hold above $287 a share. So guys, number 4 is one that's not so tech related, but it is a beautiful chart, and that is StarBUX. Here is StarBUX daily chart. What you guys will notice, we hit all-time highs here at 118, 119 back in April. We started to slide lower back to the 100-day moving average on StarBUX. A beautiful hold here at the 100-day. Now, not only was it a 100-day moving average hold, it was a perfect little bottom here, a little double bottom here on StarBUX. So here, double bottom, 100-day moving average hold, a perfect support hold in my opinion. And what are we getting now? We are getting a breakout of this flag pattern on the daily chart, a very bullish formation. You know what? Now that I look at this, this is an identical formation of that hold of a downtrend. So look at this 4 hour chart and look at what happened after we broke this downtrend. We turned it into support and moved higher. So back on the daily chart, look at what we have here. A break of downtrend, a hold of that downtrend, and a push higher. This is the same as Apple, as Shopify, and the look that I'm looking for on Tesla as well, a hold of that downtrend. So this is happening a lot. It's happening across a lot of stocks, and this is a big level to watch here on StarBUX. So break of that downtrend on the daily chart, a hold of 109 right here, double bottom, a break of the flag, and it looks like we are getting a very, very strong move higher here on StarBUX. If I go to the weekly chart right here, weekly chart right there, let's look at that, and what you can see is a hold of the 20-day moving average on the weekly chart. So if we delete these lines to make this a little bit more clear, look at this hold that we are having at the 20-day. And look what happened every single other time we got near that 20-day. Right here, 20-day moving average hold. Right here, not so quite there, but pretty close to that 20-day. A very nice hold, and we are getting that once again. Flag breakout, 20-day moving average hold on the weekly, 100-day moving average hold on the daily. This looks very, very bullish to me for a move higher next week. Breakout, nice flag right there. Double bottom at 109. 100-day moving average hold right there. And look at this breakout off of this downtrend on StarBUX. I would be watching some of these highs right here. So right around 116. Then you watch that 118. We have some resistance levels above, some choppiness around here. But this breakout of this flag looks very bullish to me. And this is definitely one that I'll be watching next week. Now with StarBUX, it's not a tech stock, so it doesn't move so much with the NASDAQ. This is more of a Dow-related stock. If we get strength on the Dow next week, StarBUX will definitely be one to benefit. So with Apple, with PayPal, with Tesla, and with the next example, those are going to be more tech-related NASDAQ moves. Starbucks is a little bit more Dow-related. So watch the Dow if you're trading Starbucks. If we get that strength on the Dow, then Starbucks should be one to move as well. So guys, final one for you today, and that is Amazon. Now, Amazon has been a pretty big chop fest for almost a year now. But there is something that I am seeing right now that I think is very important, and it may be signaling for new highs here on Amazon. Just looking at technicals, there's a lot of stuff fundamentally going for Amazon. They got the new CEO coming in that could be helping. The tech sector is doing fantastic, but this technical formation looks great, and I want to show you it. So first off, uptrend. That uptrend is something that I'm going to keep on this chart, and I want to see this hold into the long term. But what I like even better here is this beautiful break and retest, something you hear me say all the time on this channel, right here at 34.30. So right in this area, we have a beautiful break and retest on Amazon, something that I have not seen happen before. So we had a breakthrough of this previous high. We had highs here, right there. You have a high. You have highs right here. You have a big resistance level right there at that level. Now, what happened this last attempt? We had a push through right here at 34.30. What did we do? Instead of continuing higher, we pulled back to the previous resistance, and Friday we held it as beautiful support. This is very bullish in my opinion. If we go to the 4-hour chart, we will see this even clearer. So right here is the last 6 months on Amazon. You have the resistance. You have the resistance. What happened here? A break and a retest of Amazon right there, holding that 34.30 as support and pushing higher off of it. This is extremely bullish in my opinion. If the NASDAQ continues next week, like I'm saying about all these tech stocks, Amazon is in a prime position for these new highs. New highs, 36.60 is around that all-time high. If you break these highs right here around 35.24, you bet that Amazon is going to pick up a lot of momentum out of this breakout right here and continue higher. A beautiful break and retest, a nice uptrend that it's currently holding. And, you know, not so often do you see these clean setups on Amazon because over the last year, it's been very choppy. If we go to the daily chart, look at how choppy this stock has been. But this formation that I am currently seeing on Amazon is very bullish. Break and retest on the daily chart, looking for the breakout of these previous highs right here. And then I don't think it's too long until we see all-time highs here on Amazon. So guys, those are the 5 stocks that I am watching into next week. Some really strong break and retests, some bull flag breakouts, some breakouts that look like they could be forming, like we saw on Tesla and PayPal. Like every other week, any big pullback in the market, any type of black swan event, something fundamentally driven, could make the technical analysis that I do irrelevant and not work out. So of course, we have to be aware of that. But right now, the market has a lot of momentum, a lot of upside push, a lot of bulls in the market, and that is the best time to trust these technical levels and look to take trades off of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed that analysis. If you want to check out the Discord chat where I live trade every single day, it is the first link down below. If you want to check out the live streams every single morning here on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, make sure to press that bell notification so that you guys are alerted. Hope you guys have a great rest of your long weekend. Prepare yourself for the coming week, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.